Hi everybody, Funkman here. Look, I'm making this cooking video today specifically for one good friend of mine. His name is Sergio Rosello. Okay, and he asks me all the time. He says, when are you going to make me some garbanzos? Well, I made some today, and I want to have a nice little Tupperware, and I'm going in search of him tomorrow. So, Sergio, this goes out to you, and this is my recipe for Spanish bean soup. So, y'all enjoy. Okay, folks, so actually what we've done here is we've cut up a green pepper, and pretty good sized onion here. I use about 3/4 of it, and the ratio is pretty even. I use a little more onion than I do green pepper. Okay, and this is going to make the sofrito. Okay, this is going to go into a pot right now. Okay, and I'm going to go into a pot and with olive oil, and they're going to make a sofrito. I'm going to show you a couple tricks real quickly how we do that. Okay, folks, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the meat portion of the soup. In this case, what we're doing is we're using a ham steak. Okay, a ham steak, and also we're going to use some nice bacon. Don't go cheap on the bacon. Use good quality bacon. Wright's bacon will work good. In this case, I'm using a applewood bacon and a good quality ham, Smithfield ham. Okay, so this is going to be part of the meat section. Also, you're going to have to shoot this.
Okay.
Also, we're going to be using chorizos. These are Spanish, little Spanish sausage. I'll show you how that works too. That's real easy. All you do with these guys is basically just open them up, and they'll come right out like that. And now you got this is all the meat. This is all the meat you're going to use in the soup. Okay? Be back in a second after I chop it up. One important thing when you're cutting up the meat, you want to cut the bacon down the middle first. Okay? You want to cut it down the middle. In this case, I'm going to use my left hand so you can see. You want to cut it down the middle first, like this. You want to separate it like this. Okay? That way, when you slice it up, it'll be in smaller pieces, and it won't be look like big chunks of meat floating around in the soup. Look more like a stew. And then you're going to cut it lengthwise. You're going to cut it across like this. So you got smaller pieces. Okay, you got this? Mm-hmm. Got it. All right. Okay, everybody. I'm going to show you a quick way to cut the ham steak up. Okay. You could take forever to cut this thing, or I'm going to suggest that what you do is you cut it in half. Okay, stack it up. Right? All right. Cut it in half again. Alright, stack it up. Okay, now you basically have stacked it up. You got little pancakes of ham there. Okay, right there. Got it? Mm-hmm. Then you take a little larger knife, and what we're going to do is we're going to come through the center one time, like this. Okay. Now we essentially have more stacks like this. Okay. For a lot of you guys out there, you already know how to do this. All right. Now we're just basically going to make little chunks. Very important, dog. See the dogs right here? Feed the dog a little something here. Okay, now they're good. They're happy now. Okay. All right, here we go. Camera is on my arm.
Sorry.
Okay. Little chunks here. Chunks there. Now you got basically ham chunks. And see how quickly we did that? We did that in a matter of seconds, okay? Once again, folks, we're going to cut the sausages up here. Now you can cut them one at a time. I prefer to cut them two at a time. Okay, you can use the smaller little, I love this little knife right here, by the way. This is a great knife, Pampered Chef, porcelain knife. If you ain't got one, get one. They're great. All you do, take them two at a time, slice like this, and I'm going to go a little faster because I want to get them all sliced. And what you want when you basically want you want individual little pieces of the sausage right there. That's how they're going to go in the soup. You don't want them too thin, but you don't want them too thick either. So I'm going to say an 1/8 inch. You know, 1/8 inch will work real good. Alright, now we just cut through these. Okay, we got 2 pots going on here. We're going to do the sofrito, or the veggies, in this pot, which is ultimately going to be the pot we're going to cook soup in. And this other pot we're going to do up the meat in, okay? You got to brown the meat up and get the flavors all, you know, working together. Real important, okay? So in this pot over here, which is where the veggies are going to go, we're going to drop some olive oil, okay? Some good olive oil. We're going to drop a little bit over here too. Not a lot, just a little bit. Kind of get the party going, you know. And then we're going to move it around a little bit. See, this one's old. This is the Revereware pot, and it doesn't take as long to heat up. So, boom. We'll turn that heat down a little bit. So keep that meat moving, and we're going to cook up this bacon and ham. We're also going to cook up this as well. Now once we get it to the stage where it's at right now, we're going to let it go ahead and simmer for a while, okay? Now this is heating up as well too, okay? We're heating up all this. Okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and mix all this up and let it do its thing. It's going to take a good long time. Okay, now this one's heating up nicely over here. Once we get this heated up, see, it takes a little longer because we got thicker. This is a thicker pot down here, so it takes a little longer for this pot to heat up. Okay, once that gets going, we're going to add the veggies, which is going to be the sofrito. Now it's real important, folks, when you're cooking this particular soup, you don't leave the oven, okay? You don't leave the cooktop. You got to stay right on it, because it's easy to burn, and we don't want that. The sofrito is the secret. You got to, in fact, we're going to turn it down a little bit over here, down to a medium. That way it can cook nice and slow. But today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to add a little bit of tomato to this as well, too. And the last part of the cooking, I'm going to add garlic, okay? Go back over the meat. The meat's looking good. Getting nice and hot here. Once again, we have bacon cooking at the same time, so I'm going to have to go slow on this to make sure we get everything halfway cooked through at least. And then it can go in the soup and finish this cooking process, okay? Alright, but this is real important that you have this all going. Tomato, a little diced tomato, okay? No salt added. Diced tomato to the sofrito. Okay? We're not going to go crazy with it, but we're going to add approximately half the can. Okay? We don't need the whole can here. This is, once again, is going to make the sofrito taste a little sweeter, a little acidity there. It really helps. Our meat's cooking real nice. You can hear it popping. That'll be the bacon. Just keep it moving. Everything will be copacetic. And just a little extra step of cooking the meat means a lot. I'm using the Revereware. These pots are like 60 years old. They belong to my mom. And they have, Magik in them. And not to mention, they're very thin on the bottom. They cook meat very quickly. So you gotta keep it moving, alright? Very important. Keep it moving. Okay, that meat's just about right. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down a little tiny bit. I don't want to burn it. The sofrito. We can let this simmer for a while. Now, my favorite spice of choice is called Badia Complete Spice. It's got pretty much everything in it that you'll need, with the exception of salt and pepper, which we're going to add at your own discretion. We're going to let this sofrito do its thing, okay? It needs time. It needs time to work. You know, excuse me for using that same spoon, but got to make sure we're in a hurry here, so we got to make sure everything works. The meat's coming along really nicely. Okay, we're going to take this this Badia Complete Spice, and we're going to put a good amount in the sofrito. Okay. Now it's got garlic in there. It's pretty much everything. We're going to add more spices, but for right now, this is the only spice we're going to use. Okay? I want to thank my daughter Kirsten for filming this for me.
Yes!
Yeah, I know. And let it go ahead and do its thing. Okay, in fact, don't push the camera right here. In fact, I'm going to put a lid on it. Put a lid on it!
It's been...
Okay, I've also added some bay leaves in here as well. Alright. The last thing I'm going to add is garlic. Okay? So, you have to follow me.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, here. You could chop it up. I like chopped garlic in oil. It works good. Okay? In this case, what we're going to do, we're going to open this sucker up. Brand new, I just bought it at the store, as you can see. And nice, beautiful garlic right there. And do the other side of the spoon. And now we're going to drop some garlic in there. How much? Oh, a bunch. We like garlic in this house.
No, I don't.
What do you mean you don't? You taste it, you taste it, you just don't want to see it. That's how my 13-year-old is. Now we're going to add this garlic and crank it up a little tiny bit. Let that garlic infuse with everything else. Now this is, once again, we can get on top. Just so you know, this is the secret. If this is not right, everything else won't be right. So we're going to let this go ahead and come up to its thing, and then we're going to add the meat, which is all ready to go over here. Okay, the meat's all ready to go, as you can see. Everything's browned, everything's good, cooked in there. Good stuff right
God,
there.
I can't wait.
All right, now, as you can see, it's starting to cook up a little bit more here. Now we're going to add another spice right there. The other spice I'm going to use is called cumin, or comino. Cumin. Oh, that one's gone. Can't use that one.
Gone?
Yeah, I've used it all. Here. Once again, cumin. Badia makes it, whatever. Shake it up real good. If you've ever checked out cumin and you smell it, you'll know what's in a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Spanish food. This is one of the spices I use that really kick up a soup. And gives you that.
Have you seen that Drake and Josh episode where it's like, I'm allergic to cumin?
Well, it's another one of those spices that you don't really know what it is, but you know what it smells like and what it tastes like.
It's funny because nobody's gonna get that. Nobody's gonna.
Well, they might. You never know.
Nobody watches Drake and Josh.
That's probably not.
The dad was like allergic to cumin, and then he didn't know, and he put cumin in his.
Everything is looking good here. We're almost ready for the meat to go into the sofrito, and then start building the soup. Okay. The last thing we're going to add is going to be potatoes. We're going to cut those up shortly. And potatoes are the last thing, because I don't want the potatoes to be overcooked, so I put them in last.
More like undercooked.
Yeah. They will be undercooked. They'll be just fine.
You should have seen it when I made it in Australia. It was like chowder.
Chowder.
It was legit chowder.
Well, now you can see this is all working really well together. All right. Notice I haven't put any salt and pepper in this thing yet. You see that? All right. Excuse me. Excuse me, I had to wash my hands again. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to combine the meat, which is not that difficult to do. You just pretty much just put it all in there. Now you got everything working real nicely, all right? Everything's working real nicely over here. All right, everything's in one pot. I'm going to crank it up a little bit because we want that sucker to start working. You say, now where's the soup? There's a whole bunch of meat and veggies. Well, you see, this is the secret of this soup. My mama always told me, if you can't stand the spoon up in the soup when you're cooking it, after it's cooked, it ain't good soup. So, there you go. So what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of salt and pepper.
That's pepper.
Okay. So first we go with a little bit of pepper here. All right.
That's a lot.
And I'm going to add a little bit of salt over here.
Salt?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm going to go with a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of kosher salt here.
I don't know how that's salt, but...
All right, there's your salt. Alright. Now we're going to let this stuff all work together. Oh yeah, it's starting to cook now. You can hear it. You got to hear it. Can you hear that? It's probably smoking up the limbs.
No, it's fine.
Okay. You can hear it. You can smell it. This is going to be a good one. Not a good one, a good one. That's E-N, good one. Or I-N. Depends on where you part the country, you know what I'm saying? Alright, down here in the south we say good one. Now we're building it right now. Okay, and now we're adding the garbanzos. I've already added 4 cans. This will be the 5th cans. You want to add 5, not 6, not 4. 5 cans of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Alright, we're going to leave this can over here because we're going to use that for the water. Okay, alright. Now, people ask me, gee, Funkman, why does your soup look so good? Well, it's a matter of tasting it as you go along, and we will be doing that. Now we've got it mixed in real nice. Now we're going to add some chicken stock. Okay, it costs about $1.25. It's called Goya chicken stock, basically, is what it is. Okay, powdered chicken flavored bouillon. What it does is it gives the roux, or it gives the flavor of chicken flavor in there. These are just easy ways to go around using chicken stock, which I don't have. But you will have the same effect. Now, once again, now there's also going to be putting in Goya Sazon. Okay, this is a very good spice. This is what gives it its color. This is also very good because another thing that's very good about this stuff is, you know, there's a lot of secret flavorings that you taste in Spanish food that you don't really know what they are. Well, these are all the things that you put in there that really give them the flavor. Now, some people could put 2. I put 4. Yeah, I like go a little overboard, but you know what? At the end of the day, these soups are going to be eaten for at least 2 or 3 times. Tomorrow's going to be better than today. So we got 4 of these guys, 4 little packets. All right. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a couple cans of water here. Keep it viewing right there. Regular water, nothing fancy. Using the same can that the garbanzos came in. As you can see, the color is starting to come up. Okay, we're going to stop right there. 2 cans of water. No measuring. My mama never measured. I don't measure. Doing it all by feel. You see? Now, you're going to add more water, of course. You're going to cook it down. Alright? So I got 2 cans of water in there right now. Looking pretty good. The soup's almost looking like soup, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I'm going to add 2 more cans of water. And we're going to cook it down, so don't worry about that. Alright, we're going to bring it to a boil. 2 more cans of water. I may add more water to it, in fact.
This pot is not big enough.
We got 4 cans of water.
This pot isn't big enough.
It will be. When it cooks down, and when you add the papas or the potatoes to it, it's going to come right to the top. Okay, that's where you want it to cook. You want to use all the pot. All right, you can see it's starting to work. All right, got all the good stuff in there. All the flavorings you want is in there. This is going to be one very, very rich, good Sunday afternoon soup. All right. Now we're going to let that work for a little while. Okay? We're going to cover it, let it come to a boil. Hey guys, what's real important here is you stay with your soup as it's cooking. You know, I've added the extra water and stuff. I'm letting it come up to its full potential. I want it to come to a boil before I turn it down, okay? And I'm going to go cut some potatoes, and we're going to add some potatoes, okay? Alright. Okay, folks, we're coming down to it now. Soup's looking good. Got a little boil going on here. Now I'm going to add some potatoes. Alright. I'll reach back over here. I'm going to grab some of these potatoes. Now, I didn't cut them up real small. I'm going to add them little by little. Okay? Whoop. Sorry about that. I didn't cut them up real small because I want them to cook a little slower. I think we're going to be able to get them all in here. And as I said before, you want it to come right to the top of the pot. Okay? And I think we got everything we need right there. Alright, that's a beautiful thing. Alright. And let me zoom back out. Once again, this it's all looking pretty good here. Yep. Now the potatoes are in. Okay? Everybody's in the soup, or in the pool as I like to say. Now we're going to cover this up. And we're going to knock it back down to about midway, about medium, right there. Okay? And we'll let it just do its thing.
Go for it.
Ready?
Yep, ready.
Alright. It's been cooking for a while now. Just got back from the store. And this is what you got. Mmm. You gonna eat that, Kirsten?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? Pretty good to me. Funkman's garbanzo bean. Spanish bean soup. Good for you.